So some really fun, or not fun, but important things to think about. One of those is insurance. Something I get to do in my role here at Summit is making sure we have the proper insurance for things, like our employees, our liability insurance, that's really important. But also, what insurance do we have for product? We order a lot of product for a lot of jobs, and when that's stored at our warehouse, is it covered? What happens if there's a fire? What happens if there's theft? What happens when it's in transit? That's a different policy. It's called inland marine. I had to learn about that, right? Is there coverage limits? Because when your gear's in transport, if they get in a wreck and it's all damaged, if there's no insurance for that, there's no recovery of that money. Same thing when it's on a job site, when it's stored, when it's being installed. Does the contractor have all the required insurances in the required amounts to cover your project? That's important. Also, something to think about is, are they following DOT regulations? There's a lot of those, trust me. But if not, when they get pulled over, all of the equipment that's being transported to your church will probably get confiscated and held up in some legal battle. Now, you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of gear in some trailer somewhere that might hopefully get to you, but might not. So pay attention to that as well. Something that's really important to me at Summit is just financial security, financial stewardship of our company. Some questions you might want to ask when you're comparing different companies and integrators. Is the money that you're paying them actually paying for your products and services? It's very common. We see other contractors who will take your money, but that's paying for a different project, right? From a cash flow standpoint. Are they properly using revenue recognition models? Are they following proper accounting standards? If not, that's putting your project at risk, right? Your finances at risk. There's been several companies closed in our industry because they didn't have these in place, and the churches were left scouring, trying to go grab the gear from their warehouse before they closed, and it got liquidated by different creditors. Those are important things. It's a lot of dollars. So ask those questions. How much debt do they have? Are they leveraged so high? Because again, if they don't pay the vendors, they're going to come and get that gear back that you've already paid for. So those are important things as well. Something else when you're comparing bids, ask the person you're talking to and getting pricing from if they're licensed in that state. Do they have a proper business license? Do they have the necessary contractor's licenses? In low voltage, it's not always required, but some states do. And once again, if you've hired somebody who's not properly licensed in your city and state and county, that again can put your whole project and your different things at risk. So ask those questions. Those are important.